Well, last week broadly markets closed in the green. However, we did see the Nasdaq temper off on some of the gains that it had posted through the week. So let's try and take you through what happened last week as well as how this week Asian indices as well as the SGX Nifty has opened up and what this means. When we look at the Dow and the S&P 500, both rose for a second consecutive week last week, with the Dow up around 0.4% on Friday and the S&P 500 up around 0.5% or so. The Nasdaq, as I did mention, was lower around 0.1%, but was still in the green for the week, around 2% in the green, which is definitely positive. And this is despite yields spiking up. We have seen US 10-year treasury yields rise to around the 2.5% mark, and that has kind of pressured the Nasdaq and tech stocks lower. However, it was still positive for the week, so that's definitely a plus. When we look at the other major mover, it's been oil as of today morning, and oil prices have tempered. They've come down below that $110 a barrel mark. Mind you, they have been in a whipsaw of late, and this means that as commodity prices seem to be stabilizing or cooling, hopefully now, this will lead to a bit of a positive sentiment in markets as well. One more key feature to look out for this week will be the US employment data, which will then have an effect or an impact on how the Fed is looking at its policy. Of course, of late there have been enough of a push to believe that the Fed will hike rates by almost 0.5% or thereabouts, and this will be a large factor in determining what the Fed will do going forward. Markets in Europe were also marginally in the green, in fact a 0.5% higher for both the DAX and the FTSE. The Stock 600 was a more tempered, a 0.1% in the green on Friday. Moving quickly on to Asia. Well, Asian indices largely in the red when we look at it, other than the ASX 200, which is clinging on to some amount of gains, around 0.4% higher as we speak, and the Hang Seng, which is up around 1% in early trade today. However, all other indices are broadly in the red, with the Kospi marginally 5 basis points in the red as well. When we look at the SGX Nifty, well, it was up around 1/5% just maybe half an hour or so back. Now that's slowly tempering downwards. It's down to around 0.1% in the green. So definitely a green start, but there will be pressure, it seems, this week from global cues. When we look quickly and specifically at commodities, well, oil prices have tempered, as I did mention. They're at the $110 a barrel mark, with Brent at $116 to $117 broadly as we speak. When we look at gold prices are under pressure, largely due to bond yields going up. Bond yields breached that 2.5% mark on Friday, and that will pressure gold. Gold is below the $1,950 an ounce mark at the moment. Bond yields and in fact even the US dollar index. Well, the dollar index has breached that 99 mark very quickly in early trade today, and that is largely driven by bond yield. Bond yields are at 2.51% as we speak. So definitely a lot of positivity around bonds, an expectation of a rate hike also, and a larger than expected rate hike also coming through at the moment is what it's reflecting like. Lastly, on the crypto side, well, cryptos have gained sharply 5% plus in the green in early trade today, with Bitcoin trading just below that $47,000 mark. Broadly, it's a mixed set of global cues. Asian indices under pressure, and Indian indices will also continue, it seems, to remain under pressure or to start under pressure in early trade today.